Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck. I'm back once again with a special review. Okay, last week, or whenever you viewed the video, we got to see him in a 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe action figure scale, and this time we get to see him as a Transformer. Finally, The Rock has come back to my video reviews. Or in this case, he's back as Transformers Prime First Edition Cliffjumper. We're gonna milk this for all it's worth. Oh yeah, here he is. Oh, so awesome on the box. Bring it back down nice and slow. Just like that, yeah. And on the back, you have the cross-sell with the Transformers Prime ad of RC and Bumblebee. This guy was technically Wave 1.5. He was supposed to come out with a Viacon, but he was never supposed to come out in America, yet Hasbro made them. No. Have to give a very special shout out to my good friend and the listener of What's on Joe Mind, Paul Timmermans, a Canadian native who was able to pick this up for me, as well as First Edition Voyager Optimus Prime and the Entertainment 2-pack. Well, finally, there's Cliffjumper in all his glory. This is a really nice Mustang muscle car. Brahma bull horns. I've never heard 100% whether or not this car was given horns as an homage to The Rock being his voice. Simple paint scheme, red, silver on the pipes. Itty bitty Autobot gas tank, not sure if you can see that. It's a good mold. Should mention that in vehicle mode there is a gap right there, just the nature of the beast. Much like Starscream, the transformation is a bit involved, but fun. What you're going to do first is come in and start separating things. We're going to separate the doors here and the front of the car. Just have it all pop out. Once that's done, you want to come up here and bring the hood up. We'll get to that a little bit later, just getting it out of the way. Next thing you want to do is rotate the sides of the panel up and around, just like so, up and around. Next, what you're going to do is, you can see that upper joint is a little off center. Just going to bring it down into place. Same thing on the other side. Down into place. Next, how do I want to show this? I'm going to come over on this side. Fold in the part from the side windshield. Come into the leg. Flip up the foot. And then fold up the door paneling so he has a leg, just like that. Same thing on this side. Flip up the foot and then fold up the paneling. Okay. Next step you want to do is come in here, fold out what will be his waist piece of sorts, and then rotate the upper torso around. Don't worry, we're not quite finished with that yet. I'm going to come back in here, come into this underside. There's these little tabs that you're just going to fold up, and then fold up the front grille part with the horns, and just fold that back down for the time being. We're not done with that yet. Next, you want to come in, come back here, fold up what would be the trunk section. Helps if I show you that. At the same time, you're going to separate it, as well as separate the legs, the arms. Well, this would actually be the legs on the Prime version, the Robots in Disguise version of Cliffjumper. Fold it around, down like so. Accordion the trunk half onto the roof, onto the top of the shoulder. Bring it down. Accordion up like so. Bring up the head. Make sure when you lift up the head, you're lifting from the joint and not from the head. I think it's a clear peg in there, and I've heard stories of it becoming stressed. Come around back here, and then watch this. Tab here, hole in the back of the head, back of that head neck piece. Gonna peg it in, and at the same time, bring forward the rear tail lights. Make sure that's, there we go. And then what you're going to do is just push that chest piece up, and it will split the roof. There's really no rhyme or reason how that roof splits. It's just a weird thing. Back to the arms, rotate them like so. Close the side panel of the car, and yes, the wrist rotates. Do the same thing here. Rotate the arm around to like so. Bring that panel up, and then rotate the wrist. And then finally, we have Cliffjumper in his robot mode. Fantastic likeness to what we saw of him in Prime for 15 minutes. Double elbows, as you saw, rotating wrist, ball jointed shoulders with the swivel hinge, hips, swivel, knees, ball jointed foot, so in the ankle, so you can get a lot of poses out of him. I'm not sure, by saying not sure, I don't remember how this is supposed to look in the cartoon in regards to the wheels and the arms, and should the wrist be rotated like this. But anyway, he does have some weapons. You can rotate the wrist, open up that panel, flip it out, and he's got, the bull has his horns. The tri-blasters we saw, much like Windcharger from the Hunt for the Decepticons line, he does have guns in both hands. I'm just showing you one. This guy is not easy to find. I'm going to be very honest with you. Unlike a lot of the rare molds from those late Hunt for the Decepticons, Dark of the Moon, then the early the early Prime stuff, this is a good mold. This is a good toy. A lot of fun. Oh, fell over. That was my fault. A lot of fun. A lot of fun transforming him. A lot of fun posing him. But he's hard to find. Like I said, I was able to get him because I have a friend up in Canada who was able to, did me a solid helps to have, the most popular G.I. Joe podcast around. I notice on my camera the red is coming out more with a slight purplish hue. I should say this is like a candy apple red. Well, not a candy apple red, but the sports car red with an orange tint. There will be a reuse of this mold first at San Diego Comic-Con, where will be a zombie Cliffjumper, but it's a remolded head. He's going to come with some, energon parts that you can, stab into him, but it's not this mold. Also, Hasbro Asia will be releasing in their Generations line a version of this mold with a G1 Cliffjumper head. Closer to this, but not quite. If you want this guy, you're going to have to pay. And right now, he's going for 3 figures, if not more, on eBay. I know TF Source just got a restock from the Japanese versions of these. This guy is basically a couple shades darker red, I think. So you might want to go that route to get him. Other than that, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Great figure. Glad I got him. If I had to, I probably would have paid a premium for him. That's how much I like it. Just, again, also, personally, I went for the novelty of having The Rock as a G.I. Joe and as a Transformer. That's really why I wanted him. But like I said, it's a great toy. A lot of good joints, good posability. Some of you are into that. I'm not. Well, I'm rambling. So, for Cliffjumper, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'll see you next time.